Is 8:41 News Talk Saga 960 Raw. Mike Richards. It is November. That's right, towards the end of November, which for a lot of individuals out there meant Movember. Those that have grown mustaches, and for the most part, I believe it always did start with prostate was the issue because it affects so many men, and that has become just a yearly thing where just millions of dollars raised for the men's issue. It affects so many men when you start looking at the statistics about prostate and just the risk factors. And by 70 years of age, almost all men will have some prostate enlargement. So it is to this audience, which is hugely male, it's just the nature of what this show is. So I'm really I'm preaching to the choir right now. I'm talking to the choir. So that if that means I'm preaching to the choir, then the minister would have to be David Park. Is that not true? The Reverend David Park.
I wouldn't say I'm a reverend, maybe a father and successful businessman and lifestyles pusher.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, great to see you, my friend. And it's very fitting here at the end of November that we actually talk about this. And I'll be honest, in my family at this given moment, for my father-in-law, who's now having some issues, and a lot of it had to do with the prostate. I said, well, there is a product that Bell has. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's called Ezee Flow Tea, and it just happens to be of discussion. It was like less than 24 hours ago, and here we are talking with David Park from Nutrition House in Square One, and it is something that I think initially awareness was raised by Tim Allen, who used to work with Bell Lifestyle Products. He had an issue with prostate, and he came across this product because a doctor recommended it. So this is how effective this tea is.
It is, and it's almost like you look at it and you wonder how and you wonder why it works so well. It's a blend of herbs, so you're not using tea bags, but instead you're using when you buy it, I don't know if you can see it. It's behind me. It's in a box of loose tea, and how we prepare it is we get a teaspoon, we take a big scoop out of it. Because it's a blend of herbs, the bag is a mixed bag of herbs. So I would kind of take the teaspoon, dig it right down deep to the bottom, and that's how you would kind of administer yourself with the herbs, and then you throw it into a pot of water, and then you make tea. And so I remember Dave used to be your compadre.
Yeah,
he probably still is.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and he I feel like the way that he made it is always the best, where he would prepare it a few days in advance, and so men wouldn't be drinking hot tea every single time, but they would have a cool refreshing tea. Don't add any sugar, folks, because it's that would add to more of the inflammatory responses of the prostate. So even honey, so you just want to drink it just straight, maybe add a squeeze of lemon in there. But this tea it has worked wonders for so many decades with regards to minimizing that enlargement of the prostate gland and really disturbing that urine flow that men eventually get into. And it's tough, as you mentioned. Your father-in-law, you were saying, is getting into it just now, right?
Yes. Yeah. So like he's 96.
Wow.
96. Yeah, going to be 97. Oh, yeah. That's the Irish way. They live forever. Because I don't know if you know, Jesus was an Irish person. A lot of people don't know that. It's true.
Nice.
True.
96.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Now, why? So, me, Irish man, he said, I don't believe in them things. How does that work? How does that work, a tea like that? I don't believe it. So why does it work?
Well, as I said, it's like the combo of different ingredients. So what we got in there is things like chamomile, cinnamon, cranberry, damiana, English lavender, just to name a few. But these herbs, they help with relaxing the prostate and allowing for more easier flow. It helps with frequent urination, so even during the daytime as well as the nighttime. So men, as you're drinking it, and listeners, as you're drinking it twice a day, as the days go on, you'll find that the flow is better throughout the day, and your sleeps are much better as well, because you're not waking up having to empty a quarter empty bladder. You don't have those urges to wake up and go to the washroom and then see nothing. So this is a tea that makes a huge difference. I feel it's a game changer for so many men on many different levels. And whether you're I'm in my 40s, and there's a few men that start using this in their early 40s to 50s just for preventative measures.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely as we enter our 70s and 80s, it's something that I feel we shouldn't be reaching for that, that Timmy's coffee. We should be reaching for that Bell Lifestyles tea, because it makes a huge difference, as I said. And then once you start drinking it, you'll find that it tastes pretty good, and your sleeps are so much better. And when our sleeps are better, then the next days are so much better as well, less stressful.
Yeah, well, it is remarkable that one of the things that seems to be so common when people start talking about their ailments or what bothers them, or something within their shoulders or arms, or like something not quite related, to me it all comes back to sleep. And a lot of people say, I'm not a good sleeper. People say that all the time. I don't get good sleeps. And I'm like, if you don't get good sleeps, then good luck trying for your body to try to heal itself, because it won't if you don't get a good sleep.
Yeah, I feel you there, Mike. Like you'll see sometimes that I wear these glasses. My eyes, actually recently checked them. They're 2010, meaning that a little bit better than 2020. But I wear these glasses sometimes just to protect my eyes from all this blue light coming in, because LEDs, all these high HID lights, they're a lot more prevalent in today. And the amount of blue light coming into our eyes, it kind of makes our pineal gland produce less melatonin. So at night, we're not really sleeping as deep as we should. And with the children nowadays, they're getting hit with all these LEDs, and from their screens, from their game consoles, our phones. It's just a little bit too much at such an early age. So I feel everyone's sleep, young or old, is somewhat disrupted, and we're not really potentiating our sleep time. When we do potentiate that sleep time, oh, it's so much better. We recover, we rest, we recover, we recuperate, and when we sleep well, the next day is less stressful, and it's so much better on our whole, mind, body, spirit.
Well, it's one of the things that we're talking about, so the disruption of sleep with an inflamed prostate, but it also, when you start talking about prostate cancer, I mean, this is why Movember exists. The numbers, like every day, an average of 63 Canadians are diagnosed with prostate cancer. It's the most common cancer among Canadian men,
and easily preventable as well. Prostate cancer, it's huge. I think you mentioned that. I remember a fact where as soon as we turn 80, you got an 80% chance of having this cancer. But again, men and listeners and those who love older men, always consider the Bell Lifestyles tea, because it's something that really helps. It really helps the issues with the prostate cancer that we all get. It's alarming, and you wonder, like, how are so many men getting cancer of the prostate? And a lot of it has to do with our the food choices that we have, or the amount of chemicals that are in our today's society. It's an overabundance of all of these harmful external things coming into our body, and then we have so many cancers nowadays. It's alarming.
It is alarming, but as you said, preventative. In fact, the good news is that Prostate Cancer Canada was created in '94. The death rate from prostate cancer has dropped by half. So if detected early, survival is now close to 100%. It's what I talk about, because of, my surviving rectal cancer. If you get it early enough, if you get a colonoscopy, the percentage is also extremely high. So it's about early detection, but it's also about preventive methods. And once again, this is where Prostate Ezee Flow Tea is going to be, significant. And as we said, there's all these other things that go along with that, but the numbers, because it's so high. I mean, an average of 11 die from the disease every day if caught late, and if it's like three out of four die.
3 out of 4 die. Wow. Yeah. So, man, all we need to do, take a physical exam. Even a digital rectal exam could appear about some of the pre-screening processes. A urine test, including a urinalysis, can be done. The prostate specific antigen test, the PSA tests. These are all ways that we could pre-screen ourselves. And as soon as we have that, that difficulty controlling the bladder, that urge to urinate, or the dribbling, this is a sign where we can go toward the Bell Prostate Ezee. Number 4A. Everything's written,
yes,
by Bell. They're numbered and they're lettered. So the Prostate Ezee Flow Tea is number 4A, and it's the detection rate. If you do detect any sort of increase in the PSA, the survival rate is pretty much 100%. So if we're doing the necessary steps in order for us to, clear our way of the cancer, we can definitely improve our lifestyle, guys.
Yeah, it's important, and when it's laid out like this, you're making tea. This is not that hard to do. And you mentioned our good friend David Bastel. He does. He makes it like you would have iced tea. He makes it up in a pitcher, and certainly in the summertime, I know he does this. And so it's just sitting in his refrigerator. So when he goes to grab a tea, that's what he grabs. So it's already made. He has it cold, and he's not changed. He still continues to do that. And you look at it, and that's just a very, very smart thing to do, getting ahead of this kind of thing.
Yeah, and another thing is that because it's been so effective with the Bell, and you know what, Bell Lifestyles, folks, it's a local company. They've been in the industry for many, many decades. Bell Lifestyles, they actually guarantee this to work.
Yeah,
they guarantee this to work. So that's huge in and of itself, man. If you have any kind of hesitancy, any kind of weariness about this working, don't, because this will 100% work. So the game changer, the Bell Lifestyle product is right here, Square One Nutrition House. If you guys use it, you see a huge difference, massive difference.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Hey, Dave, thanks so much for joining us this morning. I understand I could be seeing you very soon. Something very special, something magical going to happen, as it always does in Square One. I'm just going to say something.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, something
Can't
nice.
wait.
Okay. Oh, it's you. You have no idea. See, because you're part of the A-list now, this is what happens for you. Good things happen for you.
Nice. I always thought it was part of the A-list group as well.
Dave, you take care. We'll talk to you real soon.
All right. Take care, Mike. Thanks, guys.
That is David Park. Joined us this morning from Nutrition House in Square One in Mississauga. Said you're not going to meet a guy who not only, a very caring person, but he knows his stuff. So if you want to go and see him, there is Square One, not that hard to find, and he will set you up. It is 8:55, the norm coming up. I'd like to thank everyone who joined us this morning, including Clark Judge, who always does a great job, Jersey Jim, and you just heard from David Park.